Levae, you can't hear you.
Oh man, we can't even hear you.
Not yet, not yet.
He's just a talker. Dang.
Oh man.
Can you hear us? No, he can't hear either.
You can't hear us? Let me see.
Go in and go out.
Same speaker, same speaker. You want to maybe hang up and try it again?
Can't hear you. He's giving him directions.
Yeah. Call back. No problem.
He don't know sign language, baby. That's not gonna work. That's not gonna work.
There he is. He got it. He got it.
Oh, okay. Everything will be graveside. Okay. Hey.
Hey, do you want to try to hang up and call back?
Okay.
Just try to hang up and just use the link again.
Okay, now. Okay, I'll do that. All right.
Okay.
Okay, for sure.
Okay, now. This is gonna be different.
Because
This funeral.
oh, gotcha.
Can you hear? Oh man.
He never hung up. The thing is there.
You gotta log out and log back. He don't know. I don't know if he knows what hang up means.
Really? So.
Oh, there did it.
Then I'll try to walk him through the buttons at the bottom.
So you sharing your screen with the computer?
Oh, great question. So I'm plugging in with this USB to this using a different app to run a different camera. So when you go to video, you'll see select camera. It's the iRun webcam, the integrated camera in this laptop, and then choosing virtual backgrounds, filters, and adjusting the video settings. Here's the mute situation. So I'm going to walk him through this when he dials back in on selecting microphone and stuff. It could just be, but could possibly be the case. And all this is being recorded still. This audio is loading.
This is part of it.
It's kind of cool. It's funny because he's like the savviest, most tech savviest of everybody we've worked with so far.
Can you hear us?
I could hear y'all.
Oh, if I can hear you, we can hear you too. Let me turn it up.
Yay!
There we go. Could you turn your screen horizontal for us?
Yes.
Perfect. What's going on, Uncle Levae, man? What's going on?
Yes, man. I'm excited. Definitely, man. Definitely.
That's so awesome, man. You look great. You look great.
You
Look all
look
clean,
good.
ready to go.
That's it. I've actually been picking up everything in my life, just actually doing that, cleaning it up, taking out the old things and adding the very good new things in, and really relying on me and my gift. I put it to the side too many times. Too many times.
That's awesome. That's awesome, man. Looking at you, I see Undine Dean so much, and I see the other thing so much. I can just see everybody just looking at you. I'm like, man, y'all are family, man. That is so awesome. Awesome. So just to like reiterate what we talked about over the phone, all of this is being recorded, and Alethea and I, the family that she and I created, we've just been formalizing that more and more, and so we've been doing these quarterly family meetings, just she and I, talking about different verticals in our life. We divided it into 4 parts: God, which is spirituality and ourselves, health, and then family, which is she and I, and then our extended family and doing things like that, and then our careers, going in detail, talking about her career. I'm telling her details about my career and what I'm doing professionally, and then we go into community and what her roles is, and into her community and friends and what she sees about that, and globally, the whole 9. And then and we've been like doing a heavy spring cleaning, and so we've been cleaning up the living room, bathroom, the kitchen, you know what I mean? And when we were doing that, Alethea came across this spiral notebook, and she saw like grandmother notes, and she was like super excited. She saw her handwriting, and it was so significant because she saw her handwriting and stuff that she was writing about, and what was so moving. I realized that every time I get with her family members and her uncles and cousins and whatever, grandmother comes up. Grandmother comes up, and she's like this legend. And I'm like, I wish I would have heard her voice or something like that. And then so we were thinking, and I was like, man, we were like, how cool would it be if we were to have like just a one-on-one, video of her talking about stuff. And she was like, that's so cool. We were like, yeah, let's do it. And so we decided to do it. And so what we started off, so far, I think you're going to be the last auntie uncle we're going to be doing. And we're going to just like, wait, it's Undine Dean is next.
Oh, Undine Dean, because we have to reschedule her.
And then we're going to just like pause for a minute, because we've done Auntie Eleanor, all of our parents, all 4 parents. We got, and that one is really good. And then we got Uncle Levi, my Auntie Darlene, and now we just got Undine Dean and you. And we're gonna just pause right there, because it's been like a lot of weekends, just 2-hour conversations. But what's rich about this, Uncle Levae, we're gonna be asking you questions about your political beliefs, your spiritual beliefs, your childhood, your relationship with your mother and father. And what's significant about this is that when you pass away, but not if, when you pass away, is going to be something special for our family to see. Their Uncle Levae, and what did he believe about things, and what was his thoughts about things, how he grew up, what was his life like? Because how cool would it be if all 3 of us could see, our great somebody talking to somebody about what they, what it was. I think it's going to be special. So we think this is going to age very, very well. And we're just excited about it all. We're excited about it all. And so we have some formal questions, and we're going to go off the sheet a little bit. So you can be as transparent as you want to be. We encourage everybody to be super transparent, because that makes it interesting and valuable. And only with your permission, our family archives are for our family, but if you want, we can restrict it to people you don't want to see, because sometimes people get real open, in these meetings, and they're like, I'm not ready to let someone say, who gonna see this? Because my dad was talking about his first wife, and he had children with her, and he talked about stuff that she didn't want people to know about her past, and he was like, oh, because when she got saved, she was a completely different person. So it was just different. It was just different. So just let us know, if it's okay, if we can share this with anybody.
I'm a doggone open book with this, because God is just so real. I'm open book with it.
Okay, excellent. So I'm gonna ask you these first 10 questions, and then Alethea is gonna ask you the next 10 questions, and then we're gonna just go from there. we've allotted about 2 hours, but we can go a little over if you're comfortable. And without further ado, if you have any questions, you need some water, you good, you got your charge, your phone is charged, you ready to go?
Oh no, I'm amp. I had my Java this morning. I'm amp. I'm ready.
Okay, let's do it. Let's do it. So first and foremost, for the record, what is your full name?
Levae Nahum Ross.
Excellent, excellent. And what was your date of birth and where were you born? Your date and then where were you born?
December 30th, 1961, and born in California at the what's that hospital? I keep forgetting. The General Hospital at California General, the big one down there it's on the east side of LA.
Okay, Los Angeles, excellent. And where did you grow up?
I grew up in Watts, actually, and loved it.
Okay.
I loved it. Yeah.
Cool.
See, you know what? A lot of things people didn't know about Watts. Watts used to be beautiful.
I heard.
In horticulture awards, everything. Manicured lawns, no fences, bar gates around there. Dope. Oh, it was beautiful, man. And that's how I truly remember it growing up there. That's why I didn't want to leave it.
Okay, super dope, super dope. So what is today's date and what is your current age?
Today's date is, now you done put me in the mix now. What is today's date? Oh, 8th. Today's date is May 8th, and I'm 59.
Thank you. And
is 2021. Lord.
Let's go. There it is, 59. You doing it. Cool. Now, what was your longest occupation?
My longest one is actually the same one I'm actually doing now. My art.
Okay.
Period.
Gotcha.
That has always been.
So what would you say your profession is? What is your profession? You are
my profession, I actually made up a name for it.
Okay.
It's actually Creanimator.
Creanimator. Elaborate on that.
And a Creanimator is somebody that creates art pieces out of anything and brings life to it.
Fascinating. Cheers to that. That's amazing.
Amazing. That's him.
Now, share with us what was your dream career?
It actually was the same thing. It's just that so many times I ran from it because I was actually scared to death of it. I didn't know the power. Yeah, I didn't know the power that was inside that gift of art. And every time in school, I had the talent to actually, most of my teachers, I was a better designer than they were. And I was a child. And yeah, and sometimes it just scared me because I didn't want to show out the teacher, and then sometimes I did want to. Just because that teacher may have thought that they were really knocking somebody else down. And I said, well, I could beat you drawing and be, sarcastic with them because I really could. And I didn't like the teacher bullying one of the other students that couldn't draw.
Yeah.
So I drew the teacher on the board, and I didn't like it because it broke her heart with the chalk.
That's good.
She stepped out for a minute, and I said, I'm gonna draw this picture right fast and then sit back down. And she ain't gonna know who did it, but the whole school knew who did it because I was one of the best artists.
So this incident, what age were you? What grade was it, or when did this happen? Were you in college?
Definitely around the 8th, 9th grade.
Wow, fascinating. What school was it?
Markham Junior High in Watts.
Wow. And what was the teacher's name?
The teacher, she was actually my algebra teacher, and she is actually a queen right now to me. Her name is Miss Decker.
That's so tough.
I will always remember her because the Area C, California, the what is that? The school district.
Yeah.
They were going to actually give me a job in the 9th grade with Area C as being the artist for Area C, being the first, Lord God, no, the first actual apprentice artist to be put on that program, because they were really trying to help me. And they said, we're going to give, they said, we're going to give you a pay number and everything. We're going to send you through college.
And you're like 14 years old.
14, it scared me to death.
What were you afraid of?
Being successful.
Elaborate on that. Elaborate on being successful scared you.
Because I didn't want people to look at me like he think he's better than somebody, or he think, you know, I always been the type of person we can all go. It's enough room for us all, no matter what. But I felt if I leave somebody behind, I wasn't a real true friend to that person. And it really
when you saw people who were successful and kind of left, did you feel that way towards them? Like they think they better and stuff, maybe? A little bit?
No, if anything, I just wanted to learn what they did. I was always a student of any type of situation that had to do with art. I didn't care, even if it was planting some plants. If you planted them in a straight line, to me, that was artistic.
So now you would say that you are doing and you are in your dream career. You're doing it right now. You are in the labor of love right now.
Yes, definitely.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. Okay, let's transition a bit. What is your mother's full name?
Jenny Malcolm Hall.
That's awesome. And what is your father's full name?
Levae Nahum Ross Jr.
Excellent, excellent. And what was your fondest memory with your mother?
Man, I have so many.
What was the most that kind of stands out immediately?
Here, you know what? It's so I guess to the average person it would seem oxymoronic, but for me, this was a horrible situation, but it was one of the greatest points in my life.
Fascinating.
And that was when I was actually in prison and my mom came to visit me.
Oh, wow, that's so cool.
And guess what? I didn't even know who she was. I forgot my mom's face.
How long had you been in prison before she came to see you?
At least about 4 to 5 years.
Wow.
How young were you?
Ew. Actually wasn't that young, because I went in, I was 20 something, because that's where all my 20s went, actually.
Really?
Yeah, which broke up my whole lifestyle, because it took that was my energy years right there. It truly was. And I had a lot of things going, but back to my mom, I didn't even know who she was.
Wow.
How long did it take you to recognize her?
Her smile.
As soon as she smiled.
Raw. I said, who is this lady coming over here smiling to me?
Wow.
Like my mom, but I told her to stay home. This ain't the place for her.
Wow.
Yeah.
She was coming. She just came.
Wow.
Because she told me, don't ever call me, son, for this type of stuff, because I'm not coming. So I honored that. I didn't look at that as I did something wrong. I honored it.
Yeah.
Now, was that the time when was that? So you were, was that the time that we all came, or she came by herself?
No, this wasn't the one. She came by herself.
Oh, okay.
She shocked me. That's why I would have known all of y'all. That was the easy part. You know, one of the main things it was that actually, I praise God for being in prison after that visit.
What made it so fond for you? What made it such a memorable thing for you? What made it that way?
Man, she looked like a beautiful blue rose to me. Just a beautiful one. And before I left, I had a picture of her and I saw the despair, the worry and everything. And somebody had sent me that picture, how she was worrying and stuff. And I used to carry that picture with me every day on the yard, didn't care, you know, every day. And I told myself, I don't ever want to see my mom like this again.
Wow.
And, you know, I never had a chance to see her like that again because she was in super stress. And I know I was a part of a lot of it.
That's yeah.
Yes, a lot of it.
Wow.
So that was so beautiful. I thank God. You brought my mother back alive. She's, man, she is going to be alive when I make it out of here because she was doing so bad. I thought she would pass while I was still behind walls.
Oh, wow.
Because the worry and stuff, she was just, man, she worried and still loved through the worry. She the one taught me how to just keep on loving, you know?
Yeah. I've heard that. I heard that characteristic a lot about grandmother. That's fascinating. What was your fondest memory of your father?
Actually, it ain't a lot of them for me.
Gotcha. Which one sticks out that's like it was a real fond memory you had of him?
It had to been this last one when he told me the little Lexus car he was getting for himself. He said, I'm giving it to you, son.
Oh.
And when did this happen? When was this?
In 2016.
Wow.
I'm giving this to you because you've been the only one that looked out for me, which I did. Clean out my house, which me and my wife did, you know. You've been the only one, always care about me. I'm going to do this for you just because. That was one of the greatest things I thought he did until he messed that moment up and said I was trying to steal his car. So in my name, I still owe $15,000 on that. Just to let that be made known. But so I don't have too many great moments of my pop. I love him.
Yeah.
That's all I can say, but he went out like a coward. He didn't go out like his father taught him, which is my grandfather, taught him how to be way stronger than that. Way stronger.
Who was your grandfather?
He was actually the first Lev.
So
it's about 5 of them.
What's his whole full name? Your grandfather's full name?
Levae Nahum Ross.
Okay.
Number one.
Did you know him? Did you know him?
Loved him. Loved him. He's a master carpenter.
Well, what is your fondest memory with your grandfather?
Putting him in check.
What did you
awesome.
elaborate on that? Your fondest memory with your grandfather?
Man, see, actually, they lived on. My grandfather got all of his children, and he had at least 10 of them. Got them all in the great side of town, which in LA, off Trinity Street, the same street with Marvin Gaye's. He was down the street from Marvin Gaye's daddy and all of that stuff. So my grandfather got all of them in there at a time when Black men were demoralized and everything.
Yeah.
He got them all down there wearing suits, ties. I mean, every last one of his children and his wife, got them all down there. Had them, I wish I had some old flicks with that. They was all suited and booted, and it wasn't just for Easter.
That was that picture I think we seen. Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah.
Yes.
Awesome.
He just he just was awesome. And he always taught his children, no matter what, I'm gonna put success in you, but he didn't understand you can't force success in people. And now I think that was his biggest like setback, because he didn't want none of his children to fail, but sometimes he was just a little bit too hard on some of them. Yeah.
And could you elaborate on, you said your fondest memory is when your grandfather is when you put him in check, or somebody put somebody in check. Could you elaborate on that fond memory?
Well, my greatest memory of my grandfather is actually my really greatest memory of him. That I was just being sarcastically funny. My greatest memory of him is just going in his shop. He had his own shop once he started getting ill. He built the shop in the garage of his home. And he had a big spacious garage. So he built everything. He had all his machines back there, everything, because he said, no matter what, I'm not going to stop creating pieces. And he didn't to the day he died. He lost his legs with diabetes, everything. He was still creating pieces. I mean, sawing the woods, going with the lathe, creating the designs on them, everything. He was just awesome, awesome. And his whole thing was in order. Everything, all on the line. I said, ooh, I love the way he do. He would chase all my sisters and brothers and everybody out. But I was the only one he would let come in there and just, I wouldn't ask no questions. I would just watch. And he would say, you want to do something? I say, I don't care. He said, just watch. Okay, I'll do that. He would come and get me and say, come on and watch. And I'll do it. Wouldn't say a doggone thing. And he said, well, I'm watching, Granddaddy. I'm watching. I like that. And I guess that's why he liked me.
So you referred to your grandfather as Granddaddy?
Yes. Yeah, Daddy Boy, actually.
Daddy Boy. What did you call your father?
He was just Daddy. He was Daddy while I was a kid, but then he turned to my dude later, because that's why if you see those comments, it's just that, because.
What did you call your mother?
Oh, straight up, same thing like George Floyd, Mama, straight up. She's just so awesome.
Yeah.
So awesome.
What was your worst memory of your dude?
Actually, hitting my mom.
That was your worst memory?
Yeah, because that's what made him my enemy for life almost.
So how young were you when you saw it, or when you?
Oh man, I was at least about 6. About 6.
That's who told us the story about Uncle. Was that Mama telling the story about Uncle Levae?
What did she say?
When somebody, like, he was going after Granddaddy and Grandmother had to stop him.
It might have been.
Do you remember that story?
Not really.
Oh, okay.
And I truly was.
And you were like 15. You were like 15 or something.
I was on a mission to pay him back.
Yeah.
And that's how people don't realize, that's how resentment is set up in your life and build up and create a monster inside of you. You don't even know exists. You just thinking that I'm going to repay this dude.
Yeah.
Something wrong to a beautiful woman that ain't did nothing but love you and love us. Now she wasn't a mother that left the kids, and like these new mamas and all that stuff, they going on a field trip to Cancun while the kids is sitting up there raised by no, gone.
New mama. That's hilarious. I forgot who was telling me that story.
Might have been J. Can, maybe.
Oh, you know what? It probably was J. Can.
Yeah.
Cause I'm like, I don't remember. And then he tell me
I know
the
Jay King got the
story.
story.
Oh, he got the story. He know everybody's life.
Yeah.
And remember that stuff.
Yeah.
I didn't mean to cut him off, but I was like, what was that story?
Oh, no, it's good.
And somebody was
It's good.
And it was about the same thing.
Incident, yeah.
Yeah. Like it derived rather from that incident that he was talking about. He had a gun.
Wow.
Yeah, he had a gun. And grandmother had to stop him.
Hard to view any woman. I seen Beam and her boyfriend fight. Only time I ever seen like domestic violence for Beam.
I've never seen
domestic violence.
No.
Like couples physically.
No.
It's the most gross thing.
Yeah, I know. It's disturbing to even imagine.
Yeah, it's
like
weird.
The only thing I've ever seen was, no, because I saw Bruce restraining my mama. That was weird. And she wasn't not restraining, he was on top of her. He was like pinning her down with his, that was abuse.
Yeah.
You know, it was abuse.
I'm sure he was big.
Oh, he was huge. He was over 300 pounds.
Oh my God.
He was over 300 pounds because he was tall and big.
That's a lot of weight.
And she was small. You know, my mom was small.
Yeah.
Short and petite. And she was smaller then than she is now.
Wow.
Yeah, that was. Okie dokie. Oh, he in the car. Now we can't hear him. We can't.
Not yet. I'm sure. You know, there's a microphone button.
Fix it, Jesus. Dang, he and mama had the same worst memory.
Yeah. Oh, she did the same thing? Abuse?
That particular incident when they were that little.
Wow.
And then they probably gonna say the same thing. I'd be shocked if she did. Because they talk about it still.
Oh, really? They were 6?
Well, Uncle Levae was 6, and so they were just like little stair steps.
Yeah.
Over him.
Under 10 though.
Nobody was over 10.
Man.
And they were like hiding under tables and stuff because they didn't know what to do. And they were scared, you know, they was little. They saw him, but they saw him do stuff like leave her outside naked. They saw that.
That's like extreme.
Yeah. And he was extremely abusive and manipulative, and he was all those things.
Man.
Yeah. My grandfather.
Hey, we can hear you. Can you hear us?
Yes.
Yeah.
There it is. Excellent.
See, I'm on top of this mountain, so this stuff is sometimes the signal come in and sometimes it don't.
You're in California City?
No, right now I'm in Tehachapi.
Oh, okay.
Tehachapi.
Cool. So this next question is, what was your worst memory of your father? The worst.
Oh yeah, back to that one. And that was, you know, when he attacked my mom, and that just, I hated him for years actually.
Yeah. Have you ever forgiven him for that?
Yeah, actually last year.
Oh wow.
Truthfully, I mean honestly and totally from the depth of my heart.
Wow.
I actually did it. That's why I even went to go try to see him before he passed, just to let him know I don't have the problem no more. I gave it to God. I'm just trying to do this better. He didn't, whatever happened, he telling the people he didn't want to see me. He didn't want me to go to his funeral. He didn't want me to do nothing. I said, I'm still not going to let that make me hate you again. That's done. I won't hate you again.
Yeah.
I won't.
And what was your worst memory of your mother?
None.
Come on. What is it? No bad, no nothing, no bad memories, no worst.
None. She was the greatest woman I've ever met, known, loved, cared for, did wrong, everything. The greatest.
That's
She
so
was,
awesome.
I
That's
mean,
awesome.
she just showed it. I mean, every time what she would sacrifice, she would do just the exact thing that Christ would do. She would sacrifice her life for her people.
Wow. Wow.
That's just with her. I don't care. She didn't care.
So because we brought up Daddy Boy, what was your worst memory with Daddy Boy?
Maybe because the only thing I could say, he was probably too mean to everybody else, and they kind of more scared of him. But I wasn't, because they used to be pissed off. Like, you always get the chance to hang out with him. I don't know. You got to talk to him. We can't talk to him. He ain't gonna let us. So that was it. I just didn't like him. Whatever it was, whatever drew them away from him, I would like him to teach them what you teaching me. But he wouldn't do that.
Did you know? Yeah. Did you know your grandparents, like grandmother's mother and father at all?
No, I didn't. They both passed, but I knew. Now my grandmother on Pop's side, that's my queen too. Now
you knew your great grandmother?
Yeah,
no.
Not my great grandmother. No,
mother.
My grandmother on my father's side. Now she was awesome.
What's her name? Give us her name just for the record.
Was Lucille Ross.
Lucille.
Oh,
yes.
Mm-hmm.
She was actually from Louisiana, one of the Creoles from Louisiana, and she could talk that Geechee stuff and all that stuff.
Oh, wow.
But that was my girl. Because I used to actually, as a kid, I used to actually sing devil songs to my sisters and all them because I knew they was gonna be scared and they wasn't gonna be hitting me in my back and all that just stuff. And it's just love, this stuff that sisters and brothers might do. But I would sing a devil song to them to make them leave me alone because I used to
like was that like a voodoo type stuff or?
Nah, it was just some madness I had just made up just to make them leave me alone because actually it was a little character. I think it was a Looney Tune character, but his name was Hot Stuff. No, he wasn't Looney Tune. He was with somebody else.
Hanna-Barbera.
Do you remember one of these devil songs?
Yeah.
Oh, can you please give us one just for the
archive?
Yeah.
It was simple. It was, I want to be a devil, a real mean devil, so y'all won't mess with me. I can be a devil. And guess what?
Wow.
They're running. They're running.
Wow.
That's so funny. That's awesome.
And then my grandmother, they'd go tell my grandmother, and then my grandmother say, my little angel ain't doing all that. And then when she say that, I go curl right up in her arms and say, I want to be your angel. And they said, no, he was just singing the devil song.
That's hilarious. That is so funny. So tell us, what was your favorite thing about being a child?
Oh, it's man, learning. Man.
Anything specifically or just learning in general?
Just learning.
Wow.
It was awesome. It was like every day was an adventure. Because you're learning something different. Man, I was always been one of them kind of freaks that just like to learn new stuff.
Yeah.
I don't mind if it's, man, especially you can create something beautiful from it. Yeah, I want to learn. I don't mind.
What was your favorite subject or vertical to learn in? Was it biology? Was it science? Was it art? Was it math? Was it English? Was it history?
Well,
Sociology, psychology?
besides art, it was actually English.
Like words.
Actually, definitely words. All of that. Subjects, predicates, pronouns, nouns. Love them.
Wow.
Love them. That's
awesome.
it. Adjectives. Man, all of that. Loved it.
Awesome.
Wow.
That's so cool.
So in contrast to that a bit, what would you say was the most stressful thing about being a child?
Bullies.
Interesting.
You were bullied?
Yeah, bullies made me be a bully and join the gang.
Oh man. That's how you became a bully.
When did you start to experience bullying?
Well, because for me, I would like to go places by myself instead of always going with the sisters and brothers, even though I was next to the youngest one. I would like to go by myself, and if I journey off by myself too long, I'm gonna run into a bully down the road somewhere. And usually I didn't mind it, but I would hate that. Why he gotta bully me? Why don't he go bully somebody else? And then no, I was trying to actually be a couple of bullies' friends.
Yeah.
Just because, and guess what? Just because everybody was scared of him, I thought, let them be my friends so they could be scared too.
Wow.
Man, but that man, bullies made me gangbang. That's what, and I'm pretty sure they make a lot of people do that.
Wow.
So I have a quick story. I don't think I ever told you. But I was working at Torrance Transit in the administrative situation, and we have like a lounge, and the drivers go in the lounge, anybody goes into the lounge, and you just take your break or whatever. So I was in the lounge for like a 15-minute break, and some of the drivers were in there just taking their break, and they have a TV in there. I'm just watching the TV. I'm minding my business, eating my little snack. And behind me, I hear these guys talking about, man, you remember those Russ boys? I said, oh shoot, I already know they talking about. I already know what they're talking about. It was like, yeah, they was all L names. They was like Levae, they was like all L's. You remember them? And I was like, oh my God. So I just sat there for a minute and I started smiling because I said, I know I'm gonna have to tell these guys that they talking about my uncle. I just want to hear what they saying. So they talking, man, you remember, man, Lev was big, huh? Yeah, he was big. So then I turned around because I was about to go back to work and I said, hey guys, the wonderful men you guys are talking about, those are my uncles. And they was like, let me look at your face. And so one of them was like, you know what, you do look like them a little bit. And it was like, yeah, those your uncles for real? I was like, yeah, all of those my uncles. And one of them, Daryl Daniels said, he said, oh, you remember Daryl? Daryl Daniels said, he said, man, Levae used to bully me all the time. I said, for real? He said, yep. And I said, he's a minister now. He said, no, he not. I said, yes, he is. He's a minister. He said, no, I don't believe you. He said, tell him I remember him. And I remember when he threw a weight at my head and I ducked. And I was so grateful I ducked. I was like, oh my God, that is so funny. So Daryl Daniels says hello.
I would say, forgive me, bruh, because guess what? I ran into that actually myself. And it was from a girl. And I was like, she told me, you bullied me so much in school that I could not stand you. I said, will you please forgive me?
Wow.
I mean, and I knew her face, and I said, she looks familiar.
Yeah.
And I think we was in Sally's or something like that.
Yeah.
One of them little shops where the girls like to go.
Yeah.
And she just came around. She said, you probably don't remember me, but you used to bully me. And I was like, Lord God.
Did you remember her?
Huh? I remembered her face, but when she told me all that stuff, I said, you are exactly right. Forgive me. And just by me saying that part, she said, you know what? You just made my life better just by me seeing how you turned out.
Wow.
And I was like, I was a kid. And she said, I know. I just want to see if you still that bully.
Wow. Did you ever run into your bullies when you got older?
Yeah, well, that's a part of gang banging to me.
Oh, okay.
Gang banging, when you're gang banging, everybody's a bully.
That makes sense. That makes sense. That makes sense.
Just that, the weakest bullies are the weakest links. But everybody's a bully in that junk. And you got to learn that stuff really is for the doggone, you calling yourself this bully, guess what? You just as much as a tramp as somebody else you calling that.
Wow.
No. Well, I will be sure to get a message through to Mr. Daniels if he's still working there, and tell him that you send your love and you ask.
I remember that name too. That hit. Oh my goodness. Yeah.
Was most of your bullying happening in like elementary? Was it high school? Was it junior high?
For me, it was more elementary, because actually I became a bully to actually make the people that was getting bullied stronger.
Oh.
My bully stuff was like, don't let them take your watch. Don't let them do you like that. Man, you stand up and pick up that doggone thing. Man, clock him in the head with that. Man, I'll tell you, if he do me, that's what I'm going to do. That's what my bullying was. You be stronger.
Was an instigating bully.
That one. You be stronger. Because they would come to me and then say, could you help me?
Oh, I got you.
Like, man, you bigger than me. Man, I'm a little dude. You bigger than me. I'll tell you what. Come on over there. I'll go with you, but you better go on and ask for your own watch back.
Yeah. I
would bully them to get their watch back. And they would actually get it back from the bully. And then I give them that. Come on, man. That's what I'm talking about. See, you got strength. I'm telling them that at that time. Take your stuff back from these bullies. Actually, I called myself a doggone bully exterminator. Because I wanted the weaker people to one day get their time in the sunshine over all of them. And I hated that reality that, man, you've been a bully too.
Yeah.
So I said, Lord, if that's the case, even if that's the case, let them still get their time to shine.
Got you.
Really.
Okay, well, let's pivot just a little bit. What was your very first job?
Actually, it was like a little community service summer job type thing.
Oh, with the YMCA?
Yeah, it was at a church.
Okay.
It was at a church, yeah. And we would just like had a little summer thing going at the church, and just really just cleaning it up, doing different stuff.
Was it Faithway or?
No, This was before we got to Faithway. I had to be at least about 15, something like that.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Way before then.
That's so cool. Do you remember the name of the church?
No. Man. But it's right off. I remember where it is. It's off right off 83rd and St. Andrews. It used to be a big pink church right there.
83rd.
I know that church. I remember when it was a big pink church.
Yeah. It's a huge one. It's still over there, as a matter of fact.
And you was like 14, 15, and in the summer you were volunteering, cleaning it up and stuff.
Yeah, we that was our summer job because they used to have those things for us, that summer thing, and that's our summer program we hooked up in. They just so happened to be hooked up with the church.
Wow. Oh, okay, cool. Oh, okay, got you. That's so dope.
Cool. Okay, what would you say out of all the jobs you've ever had, what has been your favorite job?
Oh, by all means, when I worked for a company called Blade Graphics, oh, it was awesome because I was in my zone. We was doing artwork for like No Limit and BCBG and stuff like, I mean, Carl Kanai. I would meet him every week going down, drawing patterns and clothing patterns, all that type of stuff for that company. And so
when did you
that
work with
was,
Blade
I was in
Graphics?
my zone. Yeah, I was in my zone. Huh?
When did you work with Blade Graphics?
That was like 2000, I think it was like 2000. Yeah, around 2000. Think at the turn, because no, it's before then. Blade Graphic was like 96. That's when it was. 1996.
How did you get the position at Blade Graphics?
Actually, oh Lord God, how did I guess I just did some artwork because I always did art for clients on the side, no matter what. I always did that. And one of my clients just actually told me that he knew of some people that they do work with big companies like Disney and all this stuff. And I was like, well, that's who I want to learn. I don't mind rocking with them. They said, yeah, your art skills, they need a person that can do real hand-drawn art skills. And I said, that's me. And he said, they'll teach you the computers more. Because at that time, I wasn't as sharp in the computers, but I was learning it. So a lot of the stuff I was doing, cutting on film and all that stuff, people do it on computers now. But I learned it both ways, by hand and by computer.
That's so dope. And so how long were you at Blade Graphics?
Oh man, I was there for at least about 7 years. Didn't want to leave. The company actually just relocated. It was awesome. Yeah, the company just relocated.
And you wasn't willing to travel?
No, because by that time, like the 2000, my little baby was coming on. I wasn't leaving her, you know. Yeah, she was coming. I said, sorry about this, y'all. That's just how that goes.
Yeah. Okay, so tell us about a time in your life when you felt the most powerful.
Actually, when I gave my life to Christ, actually, this ain't no hype stuff. Because when I gave my life to Christ, I wasn't looking for him. I was incarcerated. And God came and found me because I wasn't looking for him. I was looking to get back at the snitches that so-called put me in this situation when I put my own self in this situation. So I wasn't looking for God. And God came to me in a way I've never would have thought. And that's in a jailhouse situation.
Uncle Levae, define powerful. What does that mean to you?
It means powerful is strength, but it's also flexibility. That's where it's like just, it's more knowing. When you have the power to know, when you have the knowledge. See, knowledge to me is more powerful than the strength stuff is. Because if you know how to use it, power is just something that's a regular, normal tool. Some people think that it's a tool where I can use this to break people down, and you can, or you can use it to build people up. So power to me is not actually anything physical. It's actually the strength within us. That's what power truly is to me. It's your spirit. Without that powerful spirit, you can't be powerful.
Now connect that definition to your experience when you gave your life to Christ.
Man, at that, God, Lord.
Take your time.
It's just that it's easy. Here's the thing, it's so easy to do it because guess what? We were and this is to me after I had given my life over to God, in the county jail. And when I actually went to prison to serve my prison time. See, the county jail had good resources and all that type of stuff for church and all elite schooling and all that. But prisons is totally different because it's more of a different world, a different society that you're finna go into. And the one I happen to go into, they didn't even have the church stuff established, period. It was so new because it was at Donovan in San Diego. Once I got to San Diego and Donovan, it was brand new. They didn't have none of that. And I can truly say if they have any services there now, it's because me and a group full of brothers actually built the first church down in that situation where we even had police coming in our circles praying. We had, I saw God's goodness and how his love is just, how is the power of his love. It wasn't this rah, 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 rah power. It was this, don't worry, I got you power. Soft, gentle, controlling. You wasn't that loose cannon no more.
So you're telling us that you were one of the founding members of the church facilities in Donovan Prison in San Diego.
Yes, they didn't even have it. We fought to get even a real chaplain there.
Wow.
Because they weren't going to even bring a chaplain there. We all got together. It was a handful of us.
Wow.
And it was around that number, 12 to 13.
Wow.
And man, we changed lives over there. I mean it. Wow. I mean it. And that was so elevating and it was so powerful. And it showed me how God's power is like, woo, man. Wow. I just got a different way of showing it when you do something like that to me inside. Oh man.
Wow.
Man.
So yeah, go ahead.
No.
So do you still feel powerful?
By all means now.
Elaborate.
I had to release. When I held on to the ugly things in life, I stayed ugly. I found out when I released them, even when I released the anger that I even had for my pop for all these years, I'm doggone 59. Okay, for 50, at least for 50 years, I had this hate in me.
Damn.
That's bad.
That's a minute.
I didn't know what was stopping me from to the next point, from elevating the me I want to be. And God say, you got too many bags, son. And that one bag is filled with a gang of hate. I even tried to tell God, well, that bag, it's got a reason why I'm going to keep it. And he said, cool, keep it. That's what you have. That's what you have.
Yeah, I get that. So we're gonna pivot just a little bit again. What was your first traveling experience? Like when you first traveled outside of, I guess, California, just to be specific.
Oh well, that wasn't the first one. Unfortunately, it has a horrible ending to it. Because the first one was actually with Mom and Pops taking us to Mexico.
When was that?
That was man, we was small. I even have one picture from that same event too.
Wow.
But I think it's just me and Levi, because I think everybody else didn't go. I think it's just me and Levi. We went to Ensenada, and it started off so wonderful. Pops was being a pop, telling us not to eat certain stuff. All we gonna eat is fish. We not gonna eat none of that meat because you don't know what you eating up there. It could be dog, cat, anything. So we ate fish, and he treated us so wonderful. But then, almost the next to the last night, he got full of them pills.
Oh.
And I was wondering why Moms was kind of staying with us and was telling him, "Go on, Nathaniel, go on somewhere. Right now, it's not good to be around the children like that." And he was acting, I knew he was acting kind of strange because he was acting strange as all outdoors and, doing stuff like Chris Rock on New Jack City when he was cracked out, acting up, And I'm like, man, what's wrong with Pop? And unfortunately, Levi was kind of scared of him, but I wasn't. I just went and grabbed his hand and brought him back over there to grandmother, to Moms, and brought him back over there, man, kiss her, hug her, stop doing this. Next thing I know, he calling us all niggas and chasing us out of the doggone hotel.
How young were you at this time?
Man, had to been around that time when it was around that time when he beat on her. He was calling himself trying to make up for that.
Oh, so you was like 6 or 7.
Exactly.
Oh, okay.
Make up for that. So he trying to make up by taking us to Ensenada.
Now, did you guys drive? How did you guys get there?
Yeah, he drove.
Oh, okay.
He drove.
Wow.
And we had to catch the bus back because he flipped out. Got on top of the building yelling, niggas go home and all this. And
so y'all left him. Y'all just went ahead and just took the bus back.
You better believe we did. The Queen told us we're not going to pay any attention to him. Come on, let's go.
And that was the first time you remember traveling outside of California?
That was the first time actually traveling outside.
Do you remember when your grandfather, when Daddy Boy passed away?
Yeah.
How old were you when he passed away?
I'm not, as far as how old I am, I was young, very young. I was young.
Okay.
But I understood him passing away, and I felt it was actually better for him to pass away because he wasn't, once he lost his legs, his determination wasn't the same.
Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't the same.
That was like a side question. Okay, so have you traveled internationally?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And that's what the military gave me, the action at doing that. And I love it. I love that Army still to this day.
Okay, so you were in the Army, so this was after high school?
No, as a matter of fact, no, because I dropped out of high school.
Okay.
I dropped out. This was actually how was it? It's to keep from going to YA.
Oh, wow.
I was gangbanging. Yeah, I was gangbanging so tough at that time, though. So they told me, you actually not a bad guy. We'll give you a choice. You can either go to service in the military or go to youth authority.
Wow. And you picked the military.
So, oh yeah, that was at 16 too.
Wow. So how long did you stay in the military?
Not long, because I was gangbanging, even in the military.
So you were 16 years old in the military?
No, I had to wait till that 17th birthday came.
Oh. You were 17 years old in the military?
Yeah, getting in there. Yeah.
That young.
My birthday is at the end of the year.
That's
so
right.
It don't
December,
that's right.
Wow.
So
yeah.
So where did you travel in the military?
When I hurried up and went to overseas. Once I was stationed in Fort Gordon, Georgia.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, loved it. I mean, I loved it. And once soon as I finished basic, I told him I want to go overseas. Oh, I already told him.
Why? Why did you want to go overseas? What you was excited about that? Why? Where did that excitement come from?
Curiosity of travel. I love travel and I love to learn. So I wanted to know how it is in London and Paris and all of this. Really wanted to see that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Fascinating. Yeah.
So do you remember where you went?
Mm-hmm.
What did you?
I was in once I got stationed, because everybody that come in, you got to come in either at France or London, one of the big bases. But then you go to your barracks that you're going to go to, your personal ones. And mine was in Stuttgart, Germany, which I loved it out there. Telling you, if I didn't fool myself, I wouldn't have never came back to none of this. I would have did make Army my career. I loved it. See, I made the mistake. Yeah, I made the mistake talking about when everybody was saying, "Oh, we miss you, we miss you." I read that wrong.
Oh.
I read that wrong.
How did you read it? How did you read that?
They need me. I gotta get back and get right there to help my family.
Wow.
Got right back there, and everybody say, "What you doing here?"
Jesus Christ.
That is hilarious.
It is, and actually, I got a honorable discharge, and still to this day, man, they always say, "Man, you shouldn't have never left." I said, "I shouldn't." Actually,
wow.
Because I enlisted as a signal man, and that's for electronics and stuff like that. Yeah. So I was with it. I used to string up wires on the telephone poles and all that stuff. That stuff was fun to me.
Wow.
Hold on for 1 sec.
All right.
I don't even know how your phone is doing that.
Yes, I'm not disturbed.
Maybe it's not back? Completely. Yeah, we back.
Yeah, there you go. Uh-oh, now you disappeared.
He's looking at his phone.
Oh, okay.
So, do you enjoy traveling internationally?
Real quick before we do that, what was your that ties into what you're saying. Go ahead.
So I was just gonna ask, do you enjoy traveling internationally, and do you still want to travel?
Love it.
Gotcha. What was your favorite city outside of the United States? Or what is your favorite city outside of the United States, and why?
Actually, I was liking that doggone Stuttgart area in Germany a lot.
Oh, where?
I was loving it. Because guess what? They weren't racial profiling me.
Yeah, I heard about that in Germany.
They don't, yeah.
Huh. They wasn't racial profiling me. And it just, as enthused as I was about meeting somebody different.
Really?
It tripped me out. I was like, all the stuff that they say, I thought this was the home of the swastika, but actually, it ain't the home of the swastika, because I found that out too.
Now, what's crazy, so you're in Stuttgart, Germany, and you're like not even 20 years old yet, right?
Wow.
You're like 18, 19, and having a blast.
Loving it. Only thing, I just wish I would have got rid of that gangbang mentality and stayed professional level.
Yeah.
Because they like the way I communicate with the troops so much. I was a signal man, mind you, but they moved me. They changed my job to headquarters, which was awesome.
Really?
Wow.
They said, you just know how to communicate with the troops for some, which I did.
Yeah.
I never knocked nobody. I never, and I would always help with them instead of me telling them, you a man, get up, do it yourself, come on. I would always be one. I help you if you need me.
Why were you honorably discharged? What was the situation?
It was family hardship.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because they heard of it too, and they were even telling me, yeah, your family, if Ross, you need to stay here, your family, they'll get over that. They was right. And I should have stayed there. The family will get over that. But they said, we care about you and we do care about people's families. And that's one thing, is just like that Saving Private Ryan thing. If you have a family situation, the Army will, at any military service, will give like credit. Yeah, they give credit to that.
Wow.
Huh.
Wow.
Fascinating.
So is there anywhere that you want to go, to travel to, that's like on your heart? You're like, man, I want to go here.
Jamaica is one. I know that from Jump Street. That's one. Because I want to try that food out and all that good stuff.
Come on.
That is one. And the other place, I guess, is actually like somewhere like Fiji or something.
Okay.
Somewhere as remote as that, because I don't like a lot of crowds, actually.
Yeah. Yeah.
Crowds not my thing.
So it sounds like you really like those islands. You like Jamaica, Fiji, you like islands.
Love them.
Cool.
That's good to know. So let's go to education for a hot second. So in grade school, what kind of student would you say you were?
I was, for the most part, good. Really, because I actually like learning.
Yeah.
I actually like learning. So long as you was teaching me, I was okay.
Yeah.
But if you're the teacher that wasn't a good teacher and you couldn't teach, I'm a man. You draw your picture.
It's Decker.
Oh man. That's
good.
So
and I love school.
Formal education. After, I guess this is post. So you dropped out of high school. So you got your GED when?
I actually got it when I got out of prison.
Okay.
And no, before I went to prison, as a matter of fact, at the House of Uhuru.
Shut up.
Yeah.
They had a GED program.
Yes. Mom said, we have that, son, and you can come get your, as a matter of fact, me and Wally got ours from there.
You know Wally?
Yeah. Wow. That is so cool. Okay, so you got your GED then, and when did you start to pursue education, like from higher education, and what was it?
Yeah, that was, I got to say, actually, when Trinity came into my life, I just said, I gotta go to a different level than anything.
Is that your wife or your daughter, or?
No, that's my daughter right there. And when she came, I said she need more, so I'm gonna have to do more, and I start going to the school, and then I got a job with the AmeriCorps program.
What school did you go to after Trinity came?
I went to Platt College, because I went through the AmeriCorps, because Platt College was offering graphic design, and is for affordable rates.
Could you spell that? You said it was Platt College?
Platt, Platt.
Oh, Platt College. Gotcha.
It was in Cerritos, and there's right by Cerritos, the college, the Cerritos College out there. There's right
with that.
next to them. And I started to go there, but Platt College had less people there, and they had all the equipment. So I said, I'm going where is less distraction because there's less people.
That's it. That's your whole island situation where you don't like a lot of people. That Fiji vibe. With that Fiji vibe.
And it was awesome because AmeriCorps actually gave me a scholarship because we did so good. Because our AmeriCorps program, we actually got a chance to go all the way back to Markham and start a after-school art program with them.
Wow.
And you did that?
Yes.
That's
and
so
the kids
cool.
cried, boy, when they dropped AmeriCorps, the kids cried when we left.
Oh.
Wow.
And I said, this doesn't make any sense.
So you would say, you would agree with this statement that your daughter Trinity inspired you to do better and to focus more. Wow.
By all means.
That's awesome.
That was it. She was my necessity I needed to make me do a 180.
That's so awesome.
I was tired of doing them 360s. That stuff seemed like I'm at the same spot. I'm not trying to do that.
Wow.
So God say, cut some of them degrees off and then go. So knocked half of them off. That was it.
So what was your highest formal education reached?
Well, once I graduated from the Platt College and got their little degree, not their degree, their little diploma, I went to the Art Institute. Yeah. And they had one out in Venice when I was living out in Venice.
Oh, wow.
And I stood out. Man, I tried my best. I just couldn't afford it. But I went to the enrolled, and they were going to give me, and I still got to do this, Lord God. But they were giving me action because of my art skills. They were giving, because I still have it, as a matter of fact, 100-page script with characters done and all of this stuff. They were going to use one of those as a prerequisite to give people that, not just people, me and everybody else in the class, a job and our doggone BA degree and all that stuff in graphics. I couldn't afford it. I just couldn't afford it. I tried to stay long as I could because I was doing that on my own.
Sounds about right though. Yeah, that's
wow. So the highest level would be like some education towards your BA at the Art Institute.
Yes.
That's awesome.
It would have been there too. I was so hot because I was doing good there.
They still have a location over there
in Venice?
No, I think they changed it. They shut it down with the COVID thing. They
gotcha.
It was in the right area too. I was loving it.
Really artsy over there. How would you answer this question? This is interesting. I'm gonna just ask it the way it is. We both know, we all know, but I just want to just answer this question how it comes out. What are your spiritual beliefs?
Whoa, this is awesome. Actually, my spiritual belief, I won't just put the scriptural thing, John 3:16, because for me it's deeper than that. My spiritual thing is stay connected with the right source, which is our Father, which is in heaven, that created everything. Stay in tune with it. That's it. I keep it as simple as I can get it. Stay in tune with him. If you're in tune with him, you'll never have to worry. You never.
Where is heaven? Where is heaven?
Heaven, first of all, wherever it is, I want to get there. I've never experienced it here on earth, so I know it's not on earth. but I've experienced it in my heart before.
Profound. Elaborate on that.
When my daughter came into this world,
she is so special.
This was hard. This was something really, this was even strange because her mom was acting like she didn't even come out of her or anything.
Wow.
And when Trinity came out, she just came out eyes wide open and not making a sound. And they said, what's wrong? She may not talk. She may not, and she's just looking around. I said, man, my baby all right. And they talking to the mother and telling her, Tori, do you want your baby on you? They put the child on her chest like they do. And she didn't even grab her or nothing. She just looked at the ceiling.
Wow.
And I said, Lord, Doc, what do we need to do for Trinity? She gonna be all right. Now maybe them medicines y'all gave her or whatever, she's on it. You know, them epidurals, they probably got her float. But for this little mama, what do we need to get her to do? And the doctor say, we need to hear her vocals to see if there's any problem. So I said, what do we need to do? And he said, we could maybe pinch her or something because we're there's, doing the finger thing. And she's just looking and just will look at him and maybe wrinkle up like, stop pushing me. And I kept telling him, man, my baby all right. She all right. And then he said, we're going to have to really pinch her. I said, man. And then he said, well, I'll let you pinch her. And then he said, I know you ain't gonna. I said, that's it. I ain't gonna do my little soft twist. And she made that little meow. And there it is. There it is. And doctor said, yeah, she's good.
Wow.
And that was, I felt her spirit come in.
That was heaven to you?
That was heaven. Because it was just a new life coming into this world. Oh Lord, protect this life. Protect it. This is what your spirit is all about.
Wow.
New life.
Wow. Yeah,
so that was it for real. I never felt that experience ever, and I've had even the chance to see the deaf side. So I can identify with both sides. And there's different reactions with both. One is life and spirit, no presence. The other is spirit in its purest form.
Fascinating. What is your take? This is going to be fascinating. I'm curious to see this. What is your take, Uncle Levae, on Black Lives Matter?
They need to know it goes past some police boogie.
This is interesting and not what I was expecting. Please elaborate on that.
Because we don't just matter.
Who is they? Who's they?
I'm talking about Black Lives Matters. Group itself. Because Black life matters no matter what to me.
Okay.
But when you got an organization that only pop up when the police are whooping on you, but what if a gang member is beating on another Black life? Do that matter? And that's where I am. We need y'all not just on the police doorsteps. We need y'all in the hood steps too. And just, you don't have to be like no doggone the guardian angels. Just be there showing them some love, man. Lives do matter. It works. I do it even on my Facebook. That's why I go hard on my Facebook. I'm trying to give some of them, and it's been working. Getting homies to turn their life over to Christ and on their own, letting you know I'm not tearing you down.
So you think Black Lives Matter is not really not really speaking up at all when it comes to like Black murders that happen like in LA or in Chicago all the time, but the moment when the police kill a Black person, then they show up with the marches and the flags and everything.
Here they come. Here they come in full force.
And so you feel like it's not, so what's your take? So what would you say your take is? Do you rock with them, or is it good? Is it weird?
I rock with them 1,000%.
Okay.
But guess what? They gotta learn to rock with everybody else 1,000%. They don't rock with everybody 1,000%. I care about that because I'm glad at least the statement itself was invented so people can at least pay attention to it.
Yeah.
So now it's just got to change that facet from every time y'all built, I didn't even know the organization has built up as much financial revenue as it has. Now you can't tell nobody we don't have the money, it's coming in. Get in the hood, do something, get some programs administered in the hoods again. Everybody would love that. After school stuff, try to do stuff like that again. Bring some type of electives back in to life, some life electives. Try to really start spend some of that money y'all built on some commercials, just putting subliminal messages in people's ears with two members from opposite gangs shaking hands and all this stuff. How about having those type of commercials instead of you having some where all you see is a negativity in them? And really, that's what you're trying to do, produce the negativity in them. Because you're trying to make them think their Black life don't matter.
Is that what you think about Black Lives Matter?
No. I think about Black Lives Matter as make it matter on every end.
So you feel like Black Lives Matter really is like Black Lives only matter when they're taken by police officers?
So far. I haven't seen a march in not one hood about the homies.
Black on black,
that's it. Some little child got caught up in somebody's drive-by. I didn't see Black Lives Matter over there.
Fascinating.
I didn't see him. Because they ain't gonna get no camera coverage. They not gonna get all this. But guess what? Black Lives Matter, man.
Period.
So that part, we need that training. And we actually paid for you guys to be a part of this. You said you was gonna do it, but it's only for the police. It shouldn't only be for the cops. Thank you for what we got done with the cops. But that ain't the main problem, though. Because it's in our own communities like we used to have. See, our communities were structured way different from now.
Do you think it's a bigger problem with Black on black? Or is it just the same as the police?
It's a way worse problem on black now than it has been back in the days. Even the gang stuff didn't start even as a gang. That started as protecting your community actually from police. That's what gangs started. So they called them gangs, but actually we didn't even relate to ourselves as gangs. Even the term gang banging is a term police use as a derogatory term to use the population boom. That's what it was. Like the Big Bang Theory. They clowning gang members. This is like the Big Bang Theory. All of a sudden, boom, all of you guys explode all over the country. So that was actually that term gang banging that so many gang members have adapted and say, yeah, I'm a gang banger. Man, that's actually a diss, straight up. It's a diss to you, and you don't even, you're so ignorant that you using that, it's like you wearing a police badge. They the one called you that. So you gonna institute it into you. We didn't call ourselves that stuff. It's just that now it's just so prevalent because drugs, money, all that junk, they more prevalent because growing up back in the days, we weren't cussing out our mamas and all that stuff back in the days like you may see on some of these TV shows. We weren't doing that. Matter of fact, we had more respect for our parents than now.
And so in the beginning, these organizations by predominantly minorities started to defend ourselves against police. And then now, and now these same organizations are killing ourselves in less volume than the actual police. And the Black Lives Matter came out to say Black Lives Matter when they're killed by police, when in fact the real blight and the real killings are happening from these organizations killing one another.
Big time. Because you got more of that happening. Yeah. They just brought out the statements on the news this morning saying for the first time the population of California decreased.
Oh, I heard about that because everybody's moving to like Austin and Vegas and all this stuff.
Not just moving, the deaths, COVID, crime is up in the communities all around.
Wow.
There's more deaths this half of the year than whole years that's already passed.
Just these before 6. Wow. You know what's funny? What's an interesting parallel I just noticed from what you just said? The same reason why these organizations started with these minorities in the community to defend ourselves against the police seemingly is the same reason why Black Lives Matter was created, to defend us against the police. So Black Lives Matter is like, hey, stop killing us. So the gangs, well, what we call them gangs, we'll call them gangs for this conversation.
Because that's what they call themselves. We call ourselves that, yes.
Because it was like, hey, stop killing us. So then they started. And then now Black Lives Matter. And then now we have crime and crazy stuff happening amongst ourselves. But then Black Lives Matter started to say, hey, stop killing us. For the same reason.
And they're doing it only to me. They're doing it for that paycheck to grow the organization and really prestige and say, look what I started. And you may have started that and you have some good rapport from it. But there's way more work to a statement that's serious.
Yeah.
Reminds me of NAACP.
Like yes.
How they came out and was like weird, but it's so convoluted
now.
Yeah. They got convoluted real quick because they were like, they bash Black people a lot of times.
Oh, really?
They have a history of that.
Because that's how
Okazi was like kind of like
better type similar to that kind of spirit.
Yeah.
Yes. And the NAACP, speaking on that, that's one of the organizations. See, Black Lives Matter is a spinoff of that organization to me. But they're not doing the same things as far as for the people, but they're doing the same things against the people.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean about that?
No, elaborate on the against the people.
You're getting paid without producing real solutions. You getting paid.
Yeah.
NAACP got paid for years. They got paid so great that they even have an award show now.
Yeah, NAACP awards, yeah.
Hear about it and all that stuff. It used to be one of the better awards. Now you maybe be shocked just to catch it, you know, because ain't no money behind them no more.
Yeah.
That's the reason.
So I have another question. So in the wake of the whole George Floyd thing last year, right? Yes. We're started to see some unprecedented things, and we're finally starting to see corporations, like large corporations like JP Morgan and Bloomberg and Coca-Cola and Nike and stuff. These organizations are now allocating like millions of dollars, like some billion, like 30 billion or 200 million, whatever. Yeah, 30 billion are allocating specifically for what is being called diversity, equity, and inclusion initiatives. DEI is what it's often called, or DNI initiative is what it's often called. And they've been hiring a lot of African-American men and women to head these organizations and verticals and stuff. Alethea has some friends who got hired and created jobs for these people and stuff, whatever. And they're allocating these monies and resources to it that is specifically allocated toward diversity and inclusion initiatives. I wanted to know, how do you feel about these major publicly traded New York Stock Exchange corporations getting involved in this long fight that we've been fighting for forever, this diversity, equity, and inclusion? What's your take on that?
About time.
Elaborate.
Because they've always put in to any type of situation they believed in on that end. Because to me, whoever generates the biggest dollar when you go to corporate things, that's who they're gonna really pay attention to, no matter what. No matter what. Because that's what we're in. We're in this doggone capitalist country. So it's what it is. And the dollar just, it has a voice that even words don't have, you know, for the wrong reason too.
His voice is economic one. Yeah,
because the words made the dollar.
So you don't think it's just for show? You don't think it's a bad thing? You think it's a good, positive thing, and we're good? Or
guess what it is? Actually, it's a lukewarm thing. They should really make it either bad or good, not just stand right in one place and say, that's where we're going to stand right here, when you actually could move further. And actually, if you want to be a powerful entity, you can, if you help more, because that's why the word is going out. You're not helping more. That we thought is going to be more than just this, you know, police stuff. We thought it was going to be like, my kids need after school program. Biden doing more for after school program than Black Lives Matter doing, you know, and we need stuff like that.
Yeah.
We got to bring those essence back. And they talking about Black Lives Matter. You teaching us how to revolt against the police, but now teach us how to get a business started. That part. Teach us how to go to school the right way and with the right attitude. Teach us how to even love our own selves better. Because that's what the Black Panthers did, because my pop did have us into the Black Panther situation.
Yeah.
We went to the classes, all of that stuff. Yes. And so we were considered so-called, quote, Black Panther members.
Oh, that's nice.
And guess what? We didn't care, because Black Panther was not no gang bang. They was not against none of that stuff. Police got at that whole organization and got the weaker members to start selling drugs to everybody else. Gang banging against each other.
Wow.
That part.
What do you consider yourself belonging to a political party in the United States?
Well, actually, I accept Democrats, but for me, even them, they drop the ball sometimes. And to me, as long as you do right, I ain't gonna rock with no Republicans, because it's just too much of that. I haven't met too many of them that are open enough to say they're not actually. They'll say, I'm not prejudiced, but then won't go sit at a black table. You don't have to.
How do you feel, or what's your sentiment about Black Republicans?
It's a sellout.
Elaborate.
Because the Black Republicans want to be they want to be accepted by people that don't even accept you. And they will actually sell their own people out to the people who don't accept you.
What is a Democrat?
To me, a Democrat ain't a Democrat is actually a switched over Republican.
Elaborate on what does that mean?
Because actually the racist party was the Democrat back in the doggone Civil War days.
Okay.
You know, they were the Republicans.
Yeah.
The Republicans were the ones, we're fighting against you for law and order and truth. No more slaves.
Right.
So it's just a cold-blooded switch that it ain't no, to me, it's not no different because you're just on different sides of the track. Y'all got to grow up and stop tripping on people's skin on both sides.
But you feel that a Black Republican is a sellout.
Big time. Big time. Because you're not going to ever be accepted. You know, I've been on this earth 59 years, so I got a chance to see the difference.
What's your understandings on the distinction between liberals and conservatives?
Oh man, liberals, I see myself as a liberal.
Okay.
I truly do. Because liberals, to me, we always want something to work the right way for everybody. Everybody. Now the conservatives, they'll cut your throat if it'll save 10 people.
So what is a liberal? What is a liberal?
To me, I'm gonna put it as basic as I can. To me, a liberal is a person that cares hard. They care hard.
And what is a conservative?
Greedy. Very greedy, because all you think about is selfish greed. Selfish and greedy. Selfish, greedy person, entity.
Fascinating.
That's how you put that.
So what's your take on Trump and Obama? You can just start whatever you want to start with.
Oh man. Matter of fact, Obama, man, love him. Love him. And speaking of that, that was my first time voting for a president, and he won. Yeah. That's how much I feel about Obama. He gave me a different, even when I watched his interviews before they was exciting to everybody else. I loved how he was talking when they were telling him, why don't you think about running for vice president and stuff like that? And how he was telling them, well, that's okay. I mean, he wasn't even getting at him like, why are you trying to diss me? No, he told him, he broke them down the right thing. That would be fine if I signed up for vice president. I signed up for president, and I think I got a good chance. Oh man, I like this dude. I like this dude.
God.
Yeah.
Now
he
Trump.
wasn't a quitter. And Trump. That's all I can get to that dude. Just man. Just every part of man, anything foul you can get with, he is, you know. And he's that's his job. Because some people's job is that.
Well, where do you think your spiritual beliefs come from? Well, where did they come from? Your spiritual beliefs?
Actually, they came from my mom. Actually, gave me the start. Actually,
yeah,
because her walk showed me she believed more than anything.
Yeah, and what do you think? What do you think your political beliefs come from regarding Black Lives Matter and liberal, conservative, Democrat, Republican? What does that come from?
Well, that comes from just walks of life. You have to. It's a good thing to put different things in different perspectives. And for me, those are just different walks of life to help get you some type of identification with different life changes and stuff like that. But as far as that, that's what that rocks for me.
Did you ever like take time out to like look stuff up and study anything or read up on things as well regarding your political stuff?
Always love it too. Always, still to this day. Still to this. Because I didn't even when I tried this new iron-on heat transfer stuff. I never did that before like that. I did it with the little iron-on with the regular iron, but I never did it with the heat press and all that stuff. And I did it with the silk screen machine, but I wanted to try and research something good that would give me high quality for a cheap price.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Here's my favorite question. And it evolved into a whole new series that we have in the archives called Legacy Lectures. But take your time answering this question. This is an awesome, deep, very insightful question. We both love it. Uncle Levae, what do you want your family to inherit from you?
My art gift.
Elaborate.
That's why I'm even into like expanding art into a business realm to show that this gift is made away for me pretty much all my life. And I know in our bloodline, I'm actually a descendant of two artists because my mom was an artist and my daddy was an artist. So that's why it's so much artistry within our bloodline. It's a lot of it. You know, even when I used to have your wife singing with me on the doggone Atomic Dog and all that stuff, rapping and all that, even at when she couldn't even talk straight, I still had her back there. We all on the bed. Come on, let's get busy. Was gonna be somebody. And I even had it on the doggone thing. I wish I had my 4-track recorder for her because if somebody threw it away, but it had her voice on there saying those little words that I was teaching her, and it would blow her away right now.
It would.
I'm telling you, because their little voice was in there, tap, 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 tap. I mean, I loved it. Where even her brothers, sometimes they was acting like Ruben, he was acting like, oh, I can't do it. I can't do it. Man, you can do it, man. And Jay Can, he is already ready. And Jan was ready too. She is already rocking. And then I think since Keela had got in a little bit, then they said, what about Lethe? Lethe too little. She can't barely even talk. Said, go get her. Let's get her. Gwen got her. Man, she had the words and went bow, bow, bow. Oh, God. Exactly was. Lethe says you can't say a whole lot of things. You just say, do the dog catcher.
That's so awesome.
I said, oh, that's bomb, because her voice was clear.
That's
Man, she is a trumpet. She don't even, if she don't know, she a trumpet like Shaka Khan. She's a trumpet.
That's so awesome.
All day. But that's what killed it. And I actually played that CD from the 4-track in one of my parties, and it turned out the party. We had the backyard party, it turned out the party. Straight up.
So awesome. That's so awesome. So how some people like leave behind and we inherit like facial features. Like y'all all, like your family all have these cheekbones and the nose. It's like that's in Ross's, you know, it's in Ross genes. And then sometimes people you know, leave behind a legacy of like love and leave behind homes and real estate or money sometimes. What you want your family. This is beyond Trinity. This is your family. This is Alethea. This is Keela. This is T, J, Rue. What you want your family to inherit from you, again, is
my art gift, and it's a double. Because I'm gonna get this art business is gonna be rolling, and I know it's not enough years on my time clock to see where it can actually go. But as long as they take it, this art business, somebody gonna take it. And they're gonna take it and rock on out with it and keep on feeding and sharing with families and others. Because I'm extending my branch again, like I was doing in the school, because I have to, because I got to get people that know how to do different forms, like the animation stuff and things like that. But other than that, if you know how to doggone wash a window in the business, you got to actually get hired. You know how to write a doggone contract, I want to leave this legacy of business, art, and love. Period. Period.
That's awesome.
Period.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Cool. Typically, at this time, that was the last question, Uncle Levae. So,
Awesome.
yeah. So, and this was fantastic. And typically at this time, we'll remind you that, hey, this is all being recorded. It's going to go into the archives as is, along with everybody else's memorial conversation. And we're looking to do this every 10 years to kind of just check in to see if anything changes or what's up. So you'll be 69 years old. God willing, we'll be able to like talk to you 69, like, yeah, you 69 years old. What do you hey, actually the same questions, jerk it up a little bit. But if you want to kind of leave anything or say anything to the family, different nieces and nephews or cousins and people going to be seeing this or could be seeing this, you want to like leave anything or say anything 2021, May 8th.
Definitely. All I can truly say, and to me, we all family. Stay together. Win together. Don't make a difference. Stay together and win together. We'll be better. We already are better. We don't understand that sometimes. The next generation is not that it's crazier, it's that it's actually better. It knows how to do even more things because with every generation, it states it, something better does come. When a tree is plucked down or burnt up, when that new tree comes up, it's even stronger and better than the other one. When it rains and it wash away stuff, that next day, it's even better than the other. When anything goes like that, you got to understand, if you keep it together, it stays better. And I want everybody, because guess what, nephew, this is something that God, this is a God sin. This is something for real to do. Because for many years, I wouldn't even want to take no pictures because I thought I was Mr. Criminal. And they gonna see me and know who I am. Man, go on somewhere. Man, go somewhere. So now I don't care. I want to know who I am, where I come from, who my people are, all this stuff. I ain't with that not knowing no more. Yeah. Thank you, because this is a root line. Man, that God know. I thank y'all. Both of y'all, niece, love y'all, man. Y'all,
we love you too.
Don't know how powerful this is. It's going to bless many people that want to be blessed. And the ones that don't, oh well. Stay stuck on stupid. Get blessed or stay stuck. That's it. It's not no middle road to that. So people, stay together. Rock what you can do together. Build it up and leave something behind besides a doggone tombstone. I want to die right. And y'all make sure when I go and y'all still here, y'all make sure if somebody talk about we're gonna have a big old funeral, no, we're not. Cremation and the picture is cool for me. If you ain't loving me,
like my dad, and I think somebody else mentioned the same thing in this memorial because my dad is 80.
Probably my dad.
Maybe dad said too, but everybody kind of like when this at the end of the memorial conversation, even sometimes during, they kind of talk about that. Which I think is so special that we actually have a recording of these people talking about what they won and all this. Like, hey, like. Because, I mean, imagine if when it happens, we're like, it's our word against theirs, but you're recorded. This is you talking right here on May 8th, 2021. You said, hey, I don't want no big like cremation.
No.
That's the same thing. He wants the same thing. Yeah, cremation.
Yeah, because I'd rather the people have their money in their pockets and purses. Don't put that on them people. Sure. This stuff, life goes on. You hear? Keep rocking.
Yeah.
Sure. Keep rocking. Burn that other stuff up because there ain't nothing but dirt anyway. It's dirt.
Come on, Uncle Levae.
That's it.
Yeah.
No matter what. You can deal over them caskets if you want to. And why you crying over a bag of dirt? And you ain't said nothing when the bag was living, you didn't say nothing to it.
Come on. Come
So
on.
that's how that go. That's how that goes. Show it why they living. Let them know. Share why they living. Love them while they living. Don't love them. He was always so that. No, come miss.
Come on.
Man.
Yeah,
Because ain't nobody always.
that's so awesome.
And I love y'all. I thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Nisha did good. I'll tell it like it is. You married well. You always been a rounded young lady. Straight up. No matter what you may have seen with Unc. Unc just on a different planet and different era and everything than you. And it didn't have nothing to do with no disrespect to you. It's just that Unc was a different monster.
I understand, and I appreciate you telling me that. Always letting me know. Thank you. I just appreciate your time, your vulnerability, your honesty, and just sharing you with us. I really, really appreciate it. I really appreciate you for your time. You know, it's so valuable, and we appreciate your time. We really do.
So beautiful. And we love you tremendously. Your history, your legacy, your stories is a true gift. Like we truly feel like your conversation is an asset to us. It's just a true value, and we can't wait to share it with Trinity because it's so special. Like she is like heaven, but you can tell she's like a big thing for you, and I can't wait for her children's children to see their great grandfather and know how special they are to him and what they all mean to you. We can tell that family means a lot to you as well. It's really huge, and for that, it's an honor to be a part of this family, to be in this family. Truly, like you're a huge asset and a true treasure. Huge. Yeah. So thank you so much for your time and your stories and your spirituality, sharing your political beliefs with us and everything.
Your passion.
Yeah, it's truly a treasure.
I have a friend of mine who always talks about you to this day because she met you and was like, I love your uncle. Just tell your uncle I love your uncle. You got a friend who loves your uncle.
So you're already leaving like the legacy of love, truly. It's already here and it's real. And thank you so much for giving us that. Yeah.
Thank you guys, man. Thank you. Y'all helped me get my life back and I love it. And I just love you guys.
We love you too.
Love you too, Uncle Levae.
Cool. All right, Uncle Levae. Be awesome.
Have a wonderful
enjoy your Mother's Day weekend, man.
For sure.
All right.
And y'all do like that. Yes, sir.
Definitely.
All right. See y'all.